There is perfectly good technique when you step forwards. That can virtually give you kaiten nage. Or it can give you kaiten nage. But here we're trying to work on blending, not stepping right, not stepping backwards, but that would be. Let's put it across a little. I've caught it here. So the point about this technique is to blend with the yokomen here. And as it comes past me, I add the other bit. Don't go in to fetch this bit. Don't go in to fetch it, although that's a good technique. Get various nuances on that. There is that other caveat about stepping in too much, which is you're walking into trouble, like his fist, for example. There's things you can do about that, but that's not that technique. We've done that one. After we've done this one. So using the same snare. Absorbing the strike. Absorbing the strike. Our footwork is, when you get the timing not right, I think you start to step in more. And that's a change. You're striking powerfully here, you're absorbing it. It's coming there with power. That's the point. Who is in charge of your feet? Anybody know? Right. This first movement, it's a step across there to take it off the line. A small adjustment. It is a half a step forward. Exactly how much depends on the uki, the vigour of the attack, and you, and your judgment. But if we could put it in our range, it's a small step across. So we don't do techniques by and large by stepping back, because that you lost the range. But not, if you do that, I know the technique seems easier, but possibly if the uke is not committed, then you need to step in a bit more, or you'll feel the need to step in a bit more. But that's the fault of the uke. Here, we're absorbing the yokomen. We're absorbing the yokomen. But only if the uke doesn't allow his yokomen to be absorbed, in which case you go back in other types. But let's agree to strike so our yokomen can be absorbed. If you only want to go up, but yeah, you have to do a different style of technique. This is technical this evening, or most of it, absorbing. A small step sidewards, not a large step forwards. Priorities? No one will do it again, will we? Of course they will. Thank you, Bob. It's nice. That's nice. We're so familiar with basic technique, basic training here. As ukis, we don't readily respond. I mean, we don't dance around in circles and criticise that. But there are times when you should allow your energy to be absorbed. This type of technique is created somewhat by the energy of the uke. So when he does his thing. So if I'm doing my, and he blends with me, I don't go and freeze. So if he's drawing me, I allow him to take me into the technique. But if we've got those skills, also, if you want to do counters, you have to be willing to go with it. So you should be able to do counters as well. So, late Sensei Cornish, he only taught moving Aikido. Well, a lot of it wasn't bad. He used to say, he said, stop behaving like a baby elephant wearing diving boots. It's a vision. But allow yourself to be drawn. There's a dance, because if it's bad timing on his part, not a good drawing action, we don't want to turn into dancers. When we're doing Kino Nagare, we have to accept the movement. Sometimes just because it's safer. So, I'm trying to use my cocky to get it moving. So you accept that. If he wants to freeze, as I that's all right. No problem. But then you can only practice the one technique. So we don't want to get dancified, too fluid, but also we don't want to be incapable of practicing moving techniques or techniques that require absorption, tenkans. So as it is, accept the technique a bit more, especially now that you can see. Because if you do that, sure, we have to do other techniques. Okay, nice. The way of doing this technique on this occasion, a tiny bit different. Because we absorb, and we capture, and I've drawn him, and I do the technique down on the end of the draw. But so if I was doing Shiho Nagare, things get sticky, now I would do it here. This time, I'm drawn forward. It's done on the extension of the spine. This style, so-called European footwork, Shiho Nagare. Here, we still temper the amount of movement off this foot, because I want to bring him more forwards into the technique. Get that position. So this foot doesn't come here, it comes a bit less. So I can still get this forward drift. And then being clever to that. So we get stuck in one pattern. It's not a bad pattern either. Can be a little smaller or a little bigger. So try to keep the sense of forward draw, and then we're switching the sides here. Not the same. You go Shiho style, and then here. Quite the same. Now,